Hello, good to see you. Hopefully you're going to be blessed. I just thought I would record a little video based on today's reading. We're going through the Gospel of John, not the Gospel of John, the Gospel of John. And today's reading for the 12th of November is John chapter 11 verses 1 to 16. So just going to share a few thoughts on this passage to encourage you with it. So this is an occasion where Jesus' good friends, two sisters and a brother, Mary, Martha, and Lazarus, Lazarus was sick, and it says that this Mary was the same one who had poured expensive oil on Jesus' feet and wiped his feet with her hair, which is recorded in another gospel. And what's interesting here is that when Jesus hears that Lazarus is sick, he starts speaking to his disciples about what's going on here. He says that this sickness is not going to end in death, but it's going to result in God's glory, God being glorified, praised and magnified, and that Jesus will be revealed as the Son of God through it. And it says in verse 5 that Jesus loved Martha, Mary, and Lazarus. And because he loved them, he decided not to immediately go and visit them when he heard that Lazarus was sick, but to stay where he was for 2 days. In other words, what it means to operate in the love of God is not human concern. It's not human sympathy. It's much bigger and stronger than that. God's love gives us what we really need. God's love wants us to grow in faith. It wants us to trust him more and more. He wants us to develop and flourish. So Jesus realized that the easy thing would be to immediately go and alleviate the pain and suffering that this family was experiencing. But he actually wanted them still to experience healing and relief from suffering, but also to have an understanding and a revelation of who Jesus was. So the disciples aren't really understanding what's going on. They think if Jesus goes near to Jerusalem, he's going to possibly die, get killed and stoned by the Jews. And Jesus explains to them. Initially, he talks words of faith, saying, Lazarus is asleep, I'm going to wake him up. But that goes right over the disciples' heads, and they think he's just resting. So Jesus has to really spell it out to them in black and white, and sometimes we're like that too, aren't we? Jesus said, Lazarus is dead. And I'm glad for your sakes that I was not there, that you may believe. In other words, his raising Lazarus from the dead, which is the healing that happened at that point in time, was not just for the benefit of Lazarus, Mary and Martha. It was also for the benefit of all of his disciples, that they might believe in who Jesus really is. And we're going to look in the weeks ahead how Jesus said, I'm the resurrection and the life. But this is just an encouragement that sometimes when we don't understand what God's doing, he's always working for our ultimate good, that we'll trust in him and will receive his best. So I want to encourage you today to look to Jesus Christ, even if you don't understand what's going on, that he has your best at heart, what's best for you, and that you can always trust him for that. So be blessed.